Look at that. A new song. That was you, right?
There it is. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah.
You were flying
That
over the campus right there and
yeah,
then
that's actually
paragliding over.
Yup, that
You
was my music video too. Exactly.
and
Exactly. We had a jetpack in that one.
I thought I heard that. Couldn't tell what
Yeah,
that
you
was
heard
going
it.
on.
What you didn't hear was Elijah screaming the entire time in the footage.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I was terrified.
Dude,
Was
awesome.
not about it. Appreciate
Awesome.
that. Yeah,
Uh,
great. Yo, Jeff killed that editing.
yeah, that's really
That
cool.
yeah.
Dude, all right. Well, listen, we're back, man. We're back.
You're back.
I so tried to stream. There were so many times when I wanted to, but I just couldn't. I was rolling almost 24/7, man.
Heard you were
Yeah,
busy. Laurie was saying you guys were busy.
so busy, man. We were putting in at the end. The last week we were putting in like 12 to 14-hour days filming, just filming.
Wow.
Man. It was
Wow.
yeah, it was
Were you
brutal.
yeah, 12 to 14-hour days filming? Just
Yeah, we
filming.
were working on a documentary for the EBS. That's the educational broadcasting system in Korea, like the PBS for us.
Okay. Yeah.
On the birth rate, it's a 3-part series on the birth rate. It's like 3 50-minute programs. So I'm like I'm the host. Lori is kind of the co-host, but
Right.
also the person who she like really weighs in on a lot of stuff and like
Okay.
an
Shoot.
analyst. And but really in the end we were co-hosting once we got to the end. So
Right. Right.
yeah,
So
so it was
she
cool.
is she playing so the role is she's like weighing in that like
Well,
as in
yeah, we know
like what you
we both we co-hosted this documentary. And so,
got it.
every each day after filming and meeting people and traveling places and talking to folks, we'd like do our analysis of what we experienced. Yeah, it's you have to watch it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really but it's really interesting. Yeah.
That sounds interesting. Where
Yeah.
have you so okay, you were doing that. I could break that down, like ask you about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Were there different things you were doing aside from
Oh yeah. Oh
this, or was it
yeah.
mostly that?
No, no, no. That was just one. Then we did a television program for TV and CJ Entertainment. CJ
Okay.
Entertainment is one of the big media companies in Korea. So
Mhm.
um,
And
maybe the biggest actually. So they do a lot of TV, a lot of film. They do Parasite. They do lots and lots of dramas and films and then music. A lot of musicians work.
mm,
So a lot of and they're involved in everything, man. Like so many different things. So anyway,
yeah.
we
So
we
what were
did
you
a program. It's called Now That We're Adults, and it debuted like 10 years ago. So now they're doing the 10th season of this or 10-year anniversary season. It's not they haven't done it every season, but um, every year anyway. But we were then the opening show, and for the 10th anniversary season, and it's
wow.
basically people who are adults, which is to say old. Which is to say they have experience, which is to say they're old.
Right.
And yeah.
Then now that we're elderly. No, no. I'm kidding.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
right, exactly. So they pushed us out on stage in wheelchairs, and but the idea is like, hey, what have you learned now that you're of a certain age? So that
yeah,
that was
yeah.
intense, man. I'll show a couple. I'll show a few photos of that. So,
That'd be
but that
cool.
was only a 3-hour filming session. We were on stage for 3 hours, I think, man. It was intense. And
Wow.
right before we went on stage, I was like, listen, man, if I gotta like leave to like go to the bathroom at some point, they're like, are you kidding me? No, you can't do that.
Really?
Yeah, I was in front of an audience. I'm like, all right, dude, I'm locked in. Lori's like, dude, just tell your bladder you're all right. So
That's
that's
funny,
that's
Laurie.
that's part of now that you're old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So that was a part of the bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the shtick. So
That's funny.
anyway,
So
so we
were you
did
being
that. That was a lot
okay.
because we worked on a script on that one, and man, we worked so hard on a script. Oh my
What do you
god!
mean, a
So
script? So if it's a live audience or being prompted questions, or
yeah,
it's just
well, yeah, a lot of prompted questions, lots of us having to follow a script, but we didn't have a script. We couldn't read it. You know what I mean? And we don't. Neither of us works off a script, but we had to like follow piece by piece, right? Because there was a panel of 3 people and they were and then the host, and they were all really well-known folks. You know, one was this woman Cara. She's uh an idol from who retired and became a an
oh,
actor, and then a
it's
couple other
cool.
people, like they were all really quite well known, right, in the
Right,
world of
right.
Korean media. So but they had to know exactly what they were doing and when. And yeah, that was the most
Interesting.
intensely stressful thing that we did. And then we taught
Yeah.
our class. That was the easiest part. And then, yeah, I did a couple talks. So yeah, we
And you
talked.
squeezed in a couple talks
Yeah, a
between
couple
all
talks.
that.
One was here. Well, one was at the Korean Space Agency, like the Korean version of NASA. It's like I gave a talk
Wow.
on astronomy and Korea and culture, and yeah,
Wait, so you gave a talk on astronomy?
yeah, yeah. Not astrology. Astrology would have been easier.
You could have, yeah. You both, Laurie and you could have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
No, that was cool though. It gave me a chance to think about it. You know, I think about astronomy a lot. Like well, I took an astronomy class when I was an undergrad, so
yeah, yeah.
I just had to think back
You're a
what
pro now. That's it.
that's how it works. Once you become a professor, you realize, and you have an ease, a facility with talking. You realize, fuck, you can talk about anything. Astronomy. All right, I'm good.
So were you mostly just like igniting a discussion,
Mm.
or were you
No, no, no.
were
I
you
gave a
lecturing?
talk. I
You were
gave a talk.
lecturing.
Yeah, to a group to astronomers in Korea. Yeah, hang on. I'll show you a photo. It's wild.
Sam, what did you talk about? Like, what did
Well,
you?
astronomy. What else would I talk about? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's
Wow.
like
So you have a deep
so
knowledge of
no,
astronomy?
uh, no. But I talked about uh,
This is just surprise, to me.
yeah, I know. I got you. Well, shit. I don't know.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
Yeah, I talked about how Pluto is a planet. Is a planet, damn it! I'm like, I put my foot down on Pluto. Like, come on! I grew up believing. I learned it was a planet. It must be a planet. So
Mhm. It
anyway,
was a whole
the whole
argument.
thing.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you. I'll show you some photos. Here, hang on. Let me see here. Let me see.
Hold on, while you're getting that ready, I'm gonna share this.
All right, hang on. All right, you do that. I just shared, but I'll like kick it back. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Right.
That's what I've always wanted.
I'm King Flippy Nips, ruler of Pluto. We discovered you quite by accident during routine surveillance of your world. You really gave it to those guys at NASA.
I was, sometimes science is about conviction.
I'd like to...
This wasn't exactly the clip I was looking for, but there's a whole episode of the show where the dad there, his name is Jerry, and he goes around and tells everybody that Pluto is in fact a planet. And then it's like, it's because the people of Pluto, because this television show has people on Pluto, they're trying to extract the resources, and it's a whole thing, but it's very funny.
It was Sam's whole argument.
Dude, that was the whole thing. Yeah. Well, it was better than deep sea wheelbarrow trekking.
Oh,
Like
was that another
Steve-
one of your talks?
No, that was Stephen Kirkpatrick. He had to talk 5 minutes on that. I'm watching the chat. Yeah. It has its own thing. All right, hang on. Let me
Yeah, go ahead and
show you.
share that.
I'll show
Yeah,
you a
yeah.
couple things. Okay, share. Let's go to the photo library. Boom, we're on. All right. Oh, hang on a second. I gotta let me see if I can do that. The problem is I can't really. shoot. Anyway, this was when we arrived. This was kind of wild. This was the woman on the right that's Boki. She's the producer for the EBS show. So part of the thing was they met us at the airport, and the guy there, and then he's one of the he's one of the cameramen. The other woman, she's a friend. She meets us at the airplane. So when we get off the airplane, she escorts us through through security. Anyway, so they met us at the air. So there's a film crew there waiting, man. Like we were rocking and rolling. Hang on though, I gotta.
Were they filming you while you got off the airport?
No. When we got into the terminal.
Okay. I was gonna say that'd be a nice production edit, to get
Yeah,
you
it was kind of it was wild. Okay, this is MK, by the way. I don't know if you ever. Oh wait, I gotta. Okay, Jeff, maybe you can share this one. This is MK who came to Social 19,
of course,
back in the day, and
wow.
Anyway, that's we were. This was
What book is she promoting?
That's my book, The Sweet Spot in Korea.
No way.
Which, by the way, it's just found out a few days ago. It's going to be published in Mandarin in Taiwan.
That's awesome. Wait, when did you create this book? Is this a while back? Or?
I think I submitted the final drafts at the end of February of this year. About the end of January, mid-January. Yeah, and it came out at the end of February.
Wow, what's it about?
It's about just living. It's for a Korean audience, so it won't exist in English. It'll be in Korean.
Really?
It Mandarin. Nah, it doesn't exist in English.
Yeah.
And it's about really just finding your sweet spot, man. Finding your balance, finding like a space in life that is just a place of ongoing balance and understanding. So so that's pretty cool.
Did this come out of
Matt? Hey Matt, we're gonna bring you on in a little bit. So Matt,
I'm jealous.
Matt and I have a great story. I think I got a great story. Yeah, he can tell it. So anyway,
that's awesome.
yeah, so that's cool, man. Okay, so hang on, I gotta come back. You can keep. I'll find Jeff. I'll find a different photo here. Can we play? Can we play music? Hang on.
Yeah, sure.
Hold on.
We'll mute it if it's copyrighted, but I don't think we'll have a problem.
It's gonna be copyrighted. This is ESPA.
No, that's fine.
We were at a conference. All right, you can put this one up. I don't know if you. Yeah. So there are festivals. ESPA was there. I think I got this one shot of one of the women. That's what she twerked for like a split second. I just all right, hang on. I gotta pull that off. Hang on. I got some shots of Psy came a couple nights later. Oh, here we go. Where's Psy? All right. Look at that crowd, man.
Huge.
The crowd's just like, dude, the crowd is just going right with it. That's intense.
Wow.
To be in a crowd in that way.
So these are big artists in Korea.
Well, this is Psy, man, Gangnam Style. Here, I think this is him singing.
Oh, got it.
This is one of his big hits. Dude, he's awesome. He's my age. He's Lori's age, actually. He's a couple years
Really?
younger than me. Dude has energy. His backup dancers are like trying to catch their breath after every song, and he just keeps going, man. The guy, yeah. Hang on, I think this is Gangnam Style here. No, shoot, how can I not have Gangnam Style? Okay. Oh, here it is. Look at that. Just look at the energy.
Yeah.
Well, really intense. So when you think about K-pop and Korea, there you are, right there.
Yeah.
You want to be down in the middle of that crowd. That's where you want to be. Hey, sexy lady. 6 hours, yeah, man. This guy, look at his back, his dancers. They got he's got a group of men and a group of women. After every 5 minutes, they gotta go rest, and he just keeps going.
Wow.
Of course, he does a lot of standing around, but he's also really gets into dancing.
Yeah.
And the whole crowd, man. Yeah, Matt knows. Matt went. You go to these university festivals, and
Oh, okay.
look at that. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. Sexy lady.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
I remember when that song took over the world.
Ah, dude, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so wild. Yeah, this was a guy.
Who was
Man, I
that
gotta-
that you're with?
This guy, he was actually a guy who helped me out. I had to go get I had an urinary tract infection. I had to go to the hospital, and I'm like trying to manage the hospital by myself because my friends couldn't go. I couldn't get, and this guy recognized me, and he's like, "Hey." And he said, dude, he didn't hardly speak any English. I'm like, dude, help me out here, man. Like, I gotta go find this person and that person, and so he.
This is going to the hospital 2.0. Remember when,
yeah.
You said you were in.
Fun.
Yeah. Remember that? I forget what you told me.
Yeah, the last time you were in office hours, you talked about going to different medical things in Mexico and Ecuador and all of that. And now you went to Korea. You have another hospital story.
This was more fun. This is much more modern hospital, but I was like, oh damn, man. Like, they really go. Yeah, they go to sing, man. Yeah, when you like the artist, you're in, man. The place is just booming, and people. Oh, it's so much fun, man. The concerts. So much energy.
It seemed intense.
Yeah, it's really, really a lot of fun. To be down on the ground like that. I mean, I couldn't do it. It's just cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah, the energy.
If you know the lyrics to all the songs and you're down there and you're just.
Oh yeah. Yup.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's such a cool human experience, you know.
Yeah. My back started hurting after like 4 hours though one time.
Oh,
I was like, I can't do this anymore.
dude, how do you? Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Yeah, so ready.
But it's
Oh, man.
great. Yeah, the vibe is awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
hmm
yeah.
I didn't.
All
That's so
right.
cool that he's still performing. I didn't know that he was in his
Yeah, dude.
40s.
Yeah, he's killing it. You know.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, man. I'll take you through a couple more photos. So here's one. I don't know if I can. You can't really see us too well, but Lori and I are sitting down there. We haven't started yet. We're giving a talk. There we are.
Yep.
So each once a
Beyond
month.
popularity.
I think it's once a month. Yeah, the mayor's office, the mayor of Seoul sponsors a talk. This is for the entire Seoul municipal government, and you can either going to watch the live stream or you come into the big auditorium and you just to get people going. But it's before work, like that's 7:30 in the morning, man. We got introduced at 7:30, and
Jeez.
and then we're doing our thing.
What were you talking about?
We were talking about how you like the Korean wave, the sustainability of Korean wave. So we were looking at
Korea Way?
the Korean wave.
Korean
Yeah.
Wave. Got it.
Yeah, just everything that is
Oh,
Korean culture, just crashing up onto the shores around the world.
and Hallyu is the word for that?
Hallyu is actually a
Hallyu?
Japanese word that means wave, and that the Koreans use.
Mm.
Oh, there we are. So afterwards, we took a photo on stage with the mayor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
What do your signs say? What are you holding up?
The mayor of where?
Mayor of Seoul. Yeah. It says Soul, my
Bro.
soul. It says this right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's cool.
My soul. Yeah.
And what is he holding? Is he holding like a plush?
He's holding a little pachiku or whatever. It's one of the little.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then we went back in the afternoon and we took our students. These are Penn State students at City Hall.
Yeah.
Then hang on, let me see if I can find a couple things. Oh, and then we met. Our students got to meet with the mayor. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, that's kind of cool.
Are you with the students all like throughout those 2 weeks, or
Yeah,
there
the
certain
2 weeks.
times that you're with them?
But I, we had class every day. But and then Ben, our colleague. So here's Lori. Can you see my cursor, by the way?
Yep.
Yeah, you can,
Mhm.
right? Yeah. So that's us. And Ben is our colleague over here. He's Ben Park. He teaches
Where?
down at on the right side. He teaches
Okay.
at Brandywine, and he is the one who really started the whole study abroad thing with Korea. He reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to go to Korea?" And so,
Mm.
and anyway, so yeah, so they all went. They got to meet the mayor, which is kind of cool, So we had lunch. We had breakfast with Mayor O is his name, in the morning, and then we were back in the afternoon with our students. So
Yeah.
um,
So were you with the mayor? If you were with the mayor a few times then throughout this 2 week period.
just one day. Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Were there any questions that you got to ask that gave you some insight into like during breakfast, or was it more of like a casual breakfast where you guys are just enjoying each other?
No, it was very. I can't. I didn't want to say what we talked. It was a good conversation.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
I wish I could. There's probably a lot of things, but
Yeah,
Dude, this
yeah,
is
yeah.
why Niche or I need to go with you, because we need to film interactions like this. That's so
No,
huge.
they wouldn't let us. That wouldn't have happened there. Yeah.
Well, still, like
yeah.
those types of interactions would be really cool to share.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of video out there. It was covered by the media, Korean
That's
media.
cool.
Anyway, then we had a little session. We had a session with some of the representatives from City Hall. The students did.
What did you do in the session?
They did a presentation about Seoul city government, and the students got to ask questions. They asked some really good questions. Yeah, I was really quite impressed, actually.
What a question that sticks out to you that they asked?
He's like, what are the biggest problems? What are the biggest issues here in Seoul?
Right.
Which is cool because our students have really just arrived, man, and they were already right down there, like,
Yeah.
engaging. So this is us taking a tour. And then we did this cool thing whereby they got to experience. I don't think I got a shot of it, but no, hang on. Shoot. So the on the other side of this window here on the right side is and I don't know why I didn't stand up and take a photo of it, but that's like the ground zero for everybody who's tracking all transportation in Seoul, man. The subways, buses, taxis, cars, everything. There's cameras all over the city, and they're tracking everything, right? They know how many people are on each, where the bus is, how many people are on the bus, how many people are waiting for the bus. I mean, it's just boom on the subway cars, on taxis. It's like everything. So, when there's a problem on the street and there's congestion, they can like move the buses or send the cars in a different direction. So it's really, a lot of cities have this, but Korea is like one of the cities that are right on point.
So like they're leading essentially that
they're I doubt
traffic wave.
Yeah, I doubt there's anyone who's further ahead of them. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
wow.
So then we did a few other things, and
man, just a lot of good pictures were missing. What's all this?
Yeah, well, then we were filming for the EBS series. So Lori and I had some conversations with some families. This is the one on the birth rate. Yeah.
Isn't the whole series, well, that first episode is about? I thought the whole documentary was about the birth rate.
No, the whole thing, it's a 3-part series on the birth rate. And so
right.
This was the first day that we like really seriously filmed. In a park with some families and kids, and it was cool. Like,
yeah.
And then we got. Hang on, I have a couple shots here of Lori and I with the kids. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I don't know if you can see.
That's cool. Yeah. How's communicating with them? How's your Korean?
Yeah, my Korean's pretty non-existent, but
yeah.
but it's fun, man. Oh, look at here.
That's awesome.
See that guy. Right there.
Yeah.
Lori and I gave a talk, and Matt came.
Oh, that's Matt. Okay.
Yeah. That's opinionated Matt. Doesn't he look like an opinionated guy right there?
Yeah, so opinionated.
He is getting onto the stream soon, I think.
Anyway, yeah, that's cool. He's got to tell his story. And then I play golf, man. So,
Wow.
Here's just like really.
Did you play golf with somebody impressive, like the president of the country or something?
No. Well, no. Well, yeah, my manager. If I didn't tell him, I gotta say,
nice,
impressive. But yeah, it's really, really nice. And my couple, just some friends. Yeah, so that's cool.
So when you were with those families, were they speaking to you in English?
No, we were being this is, and then also here's another one on this photo. I don't know if you can see it, but these are friends of mine. This is Bum Jun. He's my manager, and this is Yumi, and she's a friend, and this is her son, and he has a podcast actually, and I was on his podcast. We recorded for his podcast. He lives in LA, so.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, so that was cool.
That's awesome.
And here's our scores. I had that was me 101. I was a pectori. That means that's a person, pectori. That's someone who scores over 100. All right. All right, here we go. This is, oh no, hang on. That's not it. We saw a drone show, man. This is kind of wild. You ever see a drone show?
No, I've heard of them.
These are drones, man. These are like 2,000 or 3,000 drones. They program them. Yeah, really intense. Look at that. That's over the river.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, isn't it? Really cool. Really, yeah. Drones are going to take over fireworks for sure. I mean, they're much. I mean, fireworks have their own thing, right? But I feel like drones are just more. Look at it. Look at this one here. Oh shoot! I didn't get a video of this, unfortunately.
You
But
can just do so much more with it.
yeah, look at that. Can you see
Wow.
that? It's only 2 seconds.
That's insane.
Yeah,
There's
it's really
angel
cool.
wings over Seoul.
Yeah,
Like there's
yeah,
wings behind it or bird. Crazy.
yeah. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And then I gave a talk at the Catholic University in Seoul, and then I met this guy, really cool dude, French guy. Had a really funny story.
It's cool.
Which I won't do the story, but it's how here, Jeff, go back on. I want to say something. You know how or you can pull that off the screen when we how Koreans and Chinese, Japanese, but especially Koreans. If you ask them, are they? They do the drum show every Sunday night. So Matt, I don't know if you were at the one I was at, but yeah, it's every Sunday night. It's really cool. So, yes, Koreans like, hey, there's a video that I have that I did in Social 19 that really went viral in Korea. And there's another one that went viral in China with a Chinese student. But the one is me with an American student and a Korean student. And I'm asking the American student, are you smart? Are you this? Are you that? Are you talented?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. And then the Korean woman's like, yeah, no, I'm not very smart. And like, no, my English is terrible. Meanwhile, she speaks English better than me. She's like, double majored in 2 years, including, I don't know, one of her majors is like engineering or something, physics. I don't know what the fuck. But, and she has like a 3.8. The American student has like a 3.1. She's in sociology or some lame subject like that. And anyway, so that goes viral in Korea, right? Because the Korean student just epitomizes like, yeah, I mean, we can't put yourself out there, right? You can't do that. You can
about the group, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you can't be. Yeah, you're part
yeah.
of the group, man. You can't really stand out. So, anyway, so this guy here, you could put him back up for a second if you want. And so this guy, he's like learning Korean, right? And so while he's learning, he's French. So he's not Korean, right? And they teach him, his tutors, his Korean teaching teaches him what to say when people say to him, oh, your Korean's really good. And they taught him how to say in Korea, oh, actually, my Korean's really bad. Because you got to be Korean. If you want to be Korean, you have to say that, right? And it was like, I thought like, oh my God, that is so hilarious. He told me the story. So like I recorded it right there. I'm like, dude, I gave someone my phone. I said, you got to record him telling me this story, So I won't play it because I just basically told you this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The story. Yeah.
So they taught him to say my Korean's bad.
Yeah, my Korean's actually really bad. And then if you want to be accepted in Korea, you're gonna have to say that, like
they were like, you're one of us after that. Like you got anointed.
Isn't that funny? That's like really funny. Anyway, he was there. He was just at the talk. I didn't get any other photos from the talk. They might have got some.
Wow.
This guy here.
What?
This guy, I met him. I was walking down the street and he recognized me. He's like, "Oh,
no way,
professor,"
Really?
And then he had these earrings. He had 2 earrings, and so I said, "Wait, come back here, man!" And I took that photo of the 2 of us.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that guy's style.
Yeah, he's killing.
He's cool. That's awesome. That makes me wonder, like, how much is self-deprecating humor used in Korea? If you know what I mean, like if there's like a tendency to fit in by like not making yourself like bigger than the group. I wonder where like self-deprecating humor falls into play.
That's a really good question. Yeah. Look,
Interesting.
That's a wait. Someone's
Yeah.
is on here. If someone's listening who's Korean, can you answer that question? Like self-deprecating. That's a real. Like for example, me, my new nickname is Samyong, and Samyong is like it's like a slang for someone who's really stupid. It's like a caricature of someone who's really dumb, like rural, like a hick. You know what I mean? But my manager, Bum Jr. is like, listen, we're gonna, because I'm always telling really dumb jokes and stuff, right? He's like, we're gonna call you Samyong. Yong, and like I'm like, dude, I got it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
self-deprecation right there.
It's all about it, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, listen, take a look at this one here.
We need an animation. Like, can they make stickers of that? They have to.
Ah,
Like
dude,
some
I gotta work
Samyang.
it. So listen,
Yeah.
so I used my phone and I translated some stuff, right? So here's what we have. Grilled, look at this one right here. Grilled rat pouch.
No way.
Hank, this is all food. I'm in a restaurant now. Lori and I at a
Stop
restaurant.
it.
And I'm like putting my phone up, you know, I'm on the I'm wait, hang on a second. Hang on. I have to I gotta get a look at something. Dang. Huh. Hang on a second. I gotta respond to it.
Mm-hmm.
This break is sponsored by who, Elijah?
Yeah. Where's the moisturizer we were talking about? We were saying before the stream that Sam looked like he was glowing, and then so after the trip, but I think it was the golf trip as to why you were glowing. So we could actually use some type of moisturizer
a
as the
sunscreen sponsor. Hey, don't be like Sam. Wear some sunscreen.
Yeah, wear sunscreen, man. You're gonna look like me. All right. Anyway, here we go. So I'm using my phone to translate the menu in the restaurant, right? So we have, you don't know what it's gonna translate, right? It's because it's different, and so
right.
Wait, can you put that back up, Jeff? It's so
yeah. Put the rat pouch back on.
Grilled rat pouch and bank old lunchbox, man, right there. Acorn
wait,
jelly.
What?
Old lunchbox. There we go.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what the food was. Because I never knew, because Lori and I didn't go with Korean friends who could really explain to us, and the people at the restaurant. The stream is sponsored by Olive
Young. Oh, that's how you say it.
Epileptic. And then here's another one. The other one, nose bridge, man. That's how it translated as nose bridge.
Nose bridge. What?
Yeah.
What did you try?
Oh, I had chicken feet. That was good. I had kimchi soup. We had that. Kimchi pancake.
I don't think you weren't risky enough.
No, I should have gone with the nose bridge, but I didn't know whose nose it was. You know what I mean? So I was a little bit.
After watching Crash Landing on You this past semester, all I want is South Korean fried chicken. It's like the number one food in that show. They reference it like 900 times. I was like, I gotta have this chicken, man.
Yeah.
I bet it's fire.
Yeah. All right.
So this is where.
Yeah.
This is your big talk.
Astronomy. Yeah. So there's that. Hang on, man. I'll see if I get.
You look like an astronomer there.
There we go. Do I look kind of astronomical?
Yeah. You do.
Yeah. Okay. Papago. Papago. All right. Thanks, man. Artem, I'll do that.
What's Papago?
It's a translation app. All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right. That's
pretty cool.
Poster. Science, astronomy, and the importance of Korea. That was the topic of my talk. And yeah.
This is a proud moment.
And I got a couple of those posters that they pulled down and gave to me. So
Yo, can I
if you
have
want,
one?
no, I got to give it to a buddy of mine who will take it to his gun range and do what he will consider to be appropriate. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, yeah. This is here.
Put it to use. Put it to use.
Exactly as a target. This is with one of the scientists. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So this is where you're like describing the meteorites that are coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Now I'm talking about
yeah.
Pluto right there. Actually, she gave me. Here's this cool thing. In this room, they studying sunspots, and that was cool, man.
That is fascinating.
Yeah,
what did you learn anything? Did you learn anything, or were you teaching something?
Yeah, well, I knew that I just happened to follow astronomy a fair amount, so I knew like how sunspots and flares, like sun flares, solar flares, can really just f up transmissions. Like they just create these waves that really screw things up. And for us, for humans.
For satellites, right?
For satellites, but their cell phones, like everything, all wireless stuff. And so it was really interesting to hear them kind of doing a little bit of a deep dive about what And so anyway,
that's kind
of cool.
Yeah. And the technology they're creating to prevent that, and just
the whole thing, man. All right, so listen, you got to watch this. So we're back. Here's G. We saw G.
No way.
Yeah.
So he's there for the summer, or he's
back.
He moved back.
Man. But listen, we're gonna have to watch this video. All right. So hang on.
That's awesome.
Oh wait, hang on. I gotta stop sharing. I gotta come back, and I gotta share this other thing.
That was cool to see G.
Here we are.
He looked ecstatic.
All right, Jeff, see if you can put that up. Okay, that's better. All right, here we go.
He's serving. He's serving you guys.
Yeah, he's serving. And look who else is here. Leah.
You need to unlock your iPhone first.
Oh, G and Leah.
Wait, who's Leah?
The dynamic duo. Leah was my podium TA. You never met her. She was around for 3 years, man.
Wow.
Yeah, she's grilling for us.
That's awesome.
G was bartending.
Yeah, you guys were just getting the treatment over here.
Did.
And then watch
that is so cool.
Watch G here in a second. How he takes his drink.
See, he turns away from me and Ben and Lori, because look at us. Leah doesn't.
Yeah.
She's just like, whatever.
Pedro let us know that Leah was also a facilitator at Wink.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was like during like 2020, 29.
This was post, I think maybe before COVID, and then I think she took like a year or a semester when she went back to Korea, and then she came back after COVID, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, and the most important question of this entire stream has come up.
What's that? How's the beer? The beer's not good at all, man. No. But you know what? I'll tell you why. The reason it's not good is because beer only exists to mix with soju. All right. That's the reason beer exists in Korea. So it's just, to make soju a little bit more palatable. But then after you do a couple somaks, which is beer and soju together, then you just start pounding down the soju, because who needs the calorie from the beer? So that's what he's doing there. That's what he was drinking, was a mix of soju and beer.
What's the mixture taste like? Is there anything you could compare it to here?
Yeah, it's like soju's tasty. It's sweet. It's a little bit sweet. But okay, Tara, the beer. Okay, listen, I'm a connoisseur of beer. Okay, Tara is, as beer goes, as Korean beer goes, Tara is the beer of choice for Lori and I both.
I think we're getting a biased opinion here, and we need Matt to come in to assist in this diagnostic predicament that we're in the
Dude, is Matt? Is
the
he
amount
in,
of
Help us out, Matt. Help us out.
he enters the stream.
Hello.
What are you eating?
I actually.
What's up, boss?
Why can okay, whatever. I'm going to speak to my phone and look at the TV because I cannot see you guys on my phone, but it's okay.
Yeah, move it. Swipe to the right or the left on your phone. Just swipe. We'll be on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Sam's done this before.
Move left
For
to
sure.
right or right to left, and the other screens will open. Do you see us?
No.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, wait, we lost him.
uh,
Dude, how's the beer? Well, Italians, you guys don't have very good beer either. So,
are
what?
you kidding me?
So you can't ask this guy how the beer was in Korea. Like, he has no idea, this guy, except you've been to Germany, right?
To be honest, I like my favorite beer ever is like the Budweiser, because I think it's the rice percentage in the beer.
Wait,
That's why, 'cause
Budvar
it doesn't
from,
have any like sourness to it.
okay, hang on. Budvar from the Czech Republic or Budweiser from the U.S.?
No. US.
Oh God, dude. All right. So oh my God. Budweiser is just water with a little bit of flavor to it. All right, but that's all right. That's fine. You guys, you have wine.
you would do exceptionally well at Penn State in terms of people buying you beers and having beer available because that's what they drink here too.
There you go.
God.
Because it's
Oh,
light, so you don't get hammered.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
so
well,
they buy 24 packs and drink all of them on a Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Per
Okay.
person, dude. It's like 2% alcohol. It's Bush Natural Light. You can't imagine.
Oh man.
All right, bro. Listen, you got it. Now that you're here, so you were in Korea for 3 months studying Korean.
Yeah.
And I can attest to the fact that this guy did quite well. He was speaking Korean, man, when I saw him on my last day, second to last day. But bro, listen, you got to tell the story of us at the Classic 500, what we did.
What's the Classic 500?
That was a hotel where I stay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hang on, I'll start you on the thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to see Matt. Like, there were a bunch of people that I had laid out that I really wanted to see on the last couple of days, because the last week we were filming like 12 to 14-hour days. We had no time to see anybody. It was like we would just get back to the hotel and crash, and then have to get up early the next morning and go again. So it was brutal. Anyway, I get to the last day and I'm like, just to hold it, Matt, like finally, like, listen, let's just get together. It was Saturday night, right? And I'm like, dude, we got to get together.
Yeah.
So come to the hotel. So he came and I said, I got something for us to do. All right, man. You take it from there.
So basically, since we couldn't find any way to see each other, I just thought let's just grab a beer or something. And
Well,
he
we saw
invited
each other
me to
early in the trip, like on the first, like the second day, my second day there, we saw each other.
Yeah,
But then
basically,
we couldn't
to
get on
the book presentation. No. Oh wait. Okay. That Saturday was
with Harry.
With Harry, the discussion about low birth rate. Yeah, I remember. Because I was thinking about March or something when you first came to Korea. But anyway, and so I said, okay, I will join you. And Sam gave me the address. It was to the other side of the city, so it took me a while to get there. And then while I was going, he said, "Oh well, because I thought I could bring you to this sauna right here to get relaxed and do the bath together." And I said, "What?" Because it's a really it's a really I don't how do you say it? It's really, I guess, it's really sweet by him to do that for me. So basically, we went there.
He invited you in
and
into
they
the
gave
sauna.
us like what?
You said he invited you in the sauna. You
Yeah,
said first.
basically.
Okay.
To the hotel. Basically, we went to we took the elevator down, went to the sauna department, got our bracelets that would allows us to use like lockers and stuff.
Yep.
Got naked, had a shower. It's 2 different showers actually.
Wait, no, the thing is, you got naked. All the men walking around, they were wearing clothes because we were in the locker area. It just so happened,
Yeah,
the men who happened to be there happened to all be going in or out or whatever, so they had clothes on. And I'm like, dude, yeah, you just gotta take your clothes off.
okay. Yeah, because I didn't understand where the nudity will come to be. Like how far off were we to the?
Yeah, like it's like, wait, you get naked here? I don't see any other naked men. I know he's thinking, Matt's thinking,
Yeah.
I don't see any other naked men.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I really supposed to
It's
take
a
my clothes
scam.
off right here?
He's like, "What are you talking about?"
But then it's like, yeah, I'm like, okay. But once I grabbed my clothes off and I was standing there naked, going like, all right,
Yeah.
let's go. So.
He's like, "All right, it's safe, I guess."
I guess I have to.
That's funny.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay,
I
and then
remember that I was actually used to it due to martial arts. So I was used to use showers and be with other men naked, so it's okay. But at the first time, like it was quite, because I also never been to a spa or a sauna. So
yeah,
that's really the first time.
yeah. How was the temp? How was the heat?
It was really good, really good. Like there was the first one we got into was 38 something degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
So it's what is it? Low 90s Fahrenheit, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hot. That's hot.
And
That's like
yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say that's like middle of the ground. Like that's not super hot yet, but you can turn it up.
Exactly. And then the second one was the cold one, I guess.
No, the hottest one.
The other,
yeah, it was the
the
hottest
other one, 42 degrees Celsius. So
like 42.9. It was pretty hot, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, there was a really big difference between like 42 and 30, sorry, 43 and 38. That was quite shocking to me.
Yeah.
But it's just 5 degrees. Shouldn't be that much, but it's
yeah.
You're expecting that as the hangout sesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and then we're just chilling in the sauna, man. Just chilling in the pool talking. I mean, like really, if you think about it, we could be sitting in a bar or somewhere having a beer or a coffee, but why not be sitting in a pool talking, in the water, man? It was really nice.
With some wellness involved.
Dude, exactly.
Yeah.
And then Sam explained to me it's like a retirement facility or house or residence for really rich Koreans. So maybe this was like some chaebol guy in there.
Yeah.
Just shredding it all.
Yeah, you don't know you don't know who you're sitting with and you're naked with. Man. You have no idea.
Got it.
But this is a sauna where sometimes people recognize me, and then that's like a different trip because when I'm in a sauna and I'm standing there naked talking about Social 19, and it's like,
Yeah.
You mentioned that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, but it was good, man. Yeah, it was nice. It was like
it was really nice. I still thank you for that because it was really relaxing, especially since it was like my last day.
Yeah.
The second to last day in Korea, and was really stressing out about everything to get prepared to come back. So
Also though, like, you know, these spas, these saunas like this are so big in Japan and Korea, right? Like, I mean, this is a thing that you just go. You first off, you have to you go shower and you scrub your body down because you got to scrub all the dirt off in the skin. You know, it's a big thing. So we did that first, and then we went in. And,
Exactly.
yeah, so it was cool. It was nice.
I was actually scared it was going to be one of those Korean guys, ajushis, that basically scrub your skin off, just to peel you down from all the dust skin.
Lori,
that was the scariest thought I had.
Yeah, Lori had one of those skin treatments, and she said it was brutal, just like scrubbing with man, like that. Like,
yeah,
I didn't have that. I did have there is a spa there where you can get a massage, and Lori and I did that. I did that one time there, and it was there were these women who we both said, like, go easy, like easy, right? And they just beat the hell out of us, man. And I'm like, well, then we were just like, I can't do that again. They were both probably in their 50s, so I'm thinking, like, all right, they're not gonna like really beat us up too bad, but oh my god.
Wow, was it that? Were they like going in with like elbows, or just they had strong?
Dude, everything, man. Yeah. I felt like at one point this woman jumped on my back and was jamming her knee into my spine.
Wow.
You're so.
She's full contact.
Yeah. And then when we were last March, we were in Vietnam and we did it, and we were really clear with them to be like, listen, man, soft, you know. So that was much better. Yeah,
that's hilarious. That'd be funny. They just took it down one little
Polish cha-cha fishing. Saying, yeah, she jumped on my back and did a jig, a little Irish jig. Yeah, that was crazy. Anyway, that was good, man. It was good seeing you there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Did you go to any?
Cool.
So did you go to any of the university concerts?
I did 3 of them. No, wait, 4, including mine.
Yeah. So who'd you see?
Because for the first 2 ones, I went to Seoul Tech, I think, which is on the northeastern part of Seoul. And there I saw, I mean, it's mostly just known to Korean people, like Garden, Racine, which is not as popular as a K-pop group, and Kwanumbi, which is my favorite, so I had to be there.
Wait, who was that? What's that?
Kwanumbi.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I will send you videos.
Yeah, all right. Send me a video.
Study material. And then I went to one was actually in Gyeonggi-do, which is the region that basically surrounds Seoul.
Mm-hmm.
And Seoul Songkil University, and then I saw like what was it? It wasn't Benzino. Yeah, some other folks though. Some like mixture of rapper and and stuff. And then for the big one, I went to I guess Hanyang. Yeah, Hanyang University, which is one of the ones that I was talking about in chat, that you are not allowed in the amphitheater if you're not enrolled to the university. So the only thing I could do is like watching it from right outside the amphitheater, right on the back, and just be lucky enough to be able to get a line of sight to the stage. And then there I saw Idol, which is quite the famous K-pop group, I guess. And Meow, and who else? Ooh, I don't remember. I had to check.
Were you really in that,
Listen,
like
man.
what's up, Sam?
No, go ahead, bro.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if you were really in the energy, the video that Sam showed earlier, where everyone's just like, in it. Was that you down there, or were you on the outside?
Well, to our part, we weren't really jumping around, but the cool thing about Hanyang is actually that they have like, I think they have like how do you call it? Like a modus operandi for this kind of concert, because everyone had like a plastic bag, and they kept like swinging the plastic bag to make noise, and like, I don't know the purpose, but to make noise they had that. So instead of jumping around, it was just singing to the cheering team, and has various performances, and then use the plastic bags a lot.
Yeah. It's
Same.
intense, man. It's like a really cool collective experience.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was fantastic. That's really. And for my university too, we had on the how do you call it, the main stadium, I guess. With the soccer field, we had the big stage with people. Actually, some famous people like Crashy, Benzino, Dynamic Duo, Youngha, and so forth.
Dynamic Duo.
Really famous people in Korea, of course.
Yeah. I saw Dynamic Duo. They were there. They were opening. They were before ESPA, and they were really big back in the day.
Yeah. One of the like most famous rapping duo in Korea ever, basically. Yeah,
that's cool, man. Yeah, nah, it's really all right. See ya, Polish cha-cha fishing. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's cool, man. So all in all, your experience, you had a good experience.
Yeah, I also was living right outside of Yonsei University, which is one of the Sky University, because it's Seoul University, Seoul National University, Korea University, and Yonsei University, Sky. And I was just trying to study for my finals, and outside of my window, I kept hearing people screaming. And it was Yonsei University having their festival, which is still like 20 minutes walk away from my home. And still I was able to hear them clearly. Yeah.
It's wild because I didn't get any photos this time. But there's so much drinking happens, man. You just can't imagine how much drinking. And yet people are just so responsible. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, it's all over campus. The students, what they do is they buy alcohol and they buy food and they sell it. All the colleges, the departments and the colleges. So the student groups for that department or that college. So they sell alcohol and they sell food. And that raises money for all of their events throughout the year.
Exactly.
And they're just a crate, like how do you say, like pallets, like a big pallet.
Yeah.
Full of soju and or beer, and like huge pallet, like a massive pallet. 2 of them filled with soju, and that's all gonna just for each one of the departments, man. And they'll have like 10 tables set up. And I'm like, how with 10 tables are you going to sell that much soju? You know what I mean? Over the course of a 3-day festival, but they do.
Oh, you just have to walk in like 2 hours later and see how many bottles are on that table. The micro table that should be like for 4 people, but there's like 17 bottles of soju in it.
Yeah, and people aren't crazy. Like they don't do crazy stuff. They don't go. I mean, you'll see some people that are like kind of sitting up against the wall, a little bit passed out, but they're not doing crazy stuff, man. Like you know how it gets here at Penn State.
Yeah, like they'll climb a pole or something.
They'll climb a pole, or they knock over garbage cans, or break tree branch, all sorts of stuff, man. You just don't do that. And, it's really wild. And there's not police everywhere. It's like the whole festival is going on. There's like 20 or 30,000 students roaming around and adults and stuff. And there's like 5 or 6 police in the whole area. Like, you know, you just don't. And the police don't even have, they don't even have guns like here in that environment, right? Not like, you know, we would have, think about Penn State football games. You have your paramilitary police walking around with their their AR-15s and stuff, right? And their tactical vests and the whole 9 yards. Like, you don't have any of that. And it's kind of nice, actually.
I think I've seen like I remember just seeing one policeman in the entire time I went to my university festival. It was right at the top of a hill. Because it was where 2 lines were to be formed to access the stadium for the concert. So it's maybe the most neuralgic area, but outside of that, I don't think I've seen police around. Just people with the signal that used to be, it was their signaling where to go. That's all.
Yeah, it's wild. Isn't it wild?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because even in Italy, I guess it will be more police. Yeah, absolutely. Especially when alcohol is involved. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I just found a photo. Hang on, I'm going to share.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my...
I also have some photos. It's funny because I was looking through Matt and I's conversation, and the last like 2 things we talked about were both food related. So I was like, the only thing I have to share is the pictures of the food that Matt shared with me. But there were other things, but to me it was just funny because of the food. All right, Sam, what do you got?
Look at these are cases of soju. Okay, this is all soju.
Wow.
Here's beer, soju back here, soju here. This is like crazy, man. And this is just one of probably 30 different or maybe 40 different area tents like this where they'll have some tables and chairs and they sell soju and they'll sell food and just like, oh man.
And the people selling these are the ones that are like paying for school, or like you said that they're selling this for. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're selling.
Yeah, it's directly a group of students from a department that organizes all of this for each department. Because they also have like contests where the best-selling booth has like a premium or something, a prize or something. So it's even incentivized to sell more. So it's
all right.
Here, hang on. Here's one more.
Go ahead, Sam.
There's one more right here. Yeah, they're just kind of now putting stuff on ice and getting ready. So it's beer and soju. Yeah.
Is this iced? Is it cold?
Yeah. But you know, once you sort of get to a certain place, it doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean,
I need that iced, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, the thing is, so as somebody, you know, I watch student behavior over the years, and I watch what happens here at Penn State. I mean, I watch it on the weekends. I mean, I don't go to Lori and I stopped going downtown on the weekends probably 20 years ago because it's just too crazy and violent, and people like, even with me, like they get in my face. Like I'll be walking down the sidewalk and some young guy who's drunk will get in my face. I'm like, dude, just chill out. Like you don't know who I am. And you don't see any of that. And yet, you know, it's like, imagine Penn State telling students like, hey, if you want to raise money, you're going to have to sell alcohol, right? And not only that, but we're going to give you a prize. Whichever student group sells the most, we're going to give you a prize. And nothing, you know, the trash cans don't get knocked over, trees. It's just like things don't happen. Like it still stays relaxed.
All right, we have 2 ideas.
That's so different.
We have 2 ideas for Thon. Number 1, use like non-slave labor sweatshop T-shirts,
All
and number 2, allow alcohol sales to raise money for Thon, and it'll be $40 million next year. They got this.
Dude, there you go, man. Let's do that.
Huge
No,
raise.
soju is not bitter, by the way. It's a little bit sweet. It's kind of like soju it's historically it was made out of rice, and so it's just like the pure grain alcohol. You know, every nation has their pure grain alcohol, but historically it was made out of rice, but mostly it's not anymore. And then it's made out of a mixture of different grains like barley, rice, wheat, and so on. So like not like like rice wine, but not as strong. Soju might have like 12 or 13% alcohol. It can get up to 25 or 30. And good stuff is smoother, but mostly the stuff that's more kind of chemical level, like the stuff that they're selling here, it's not, it still is. It's not good for you, man. I mean, it's not a kind of thing you want to be drinking a lot of. But of course,
especially in the last few years, like last 10 years, the alcohol percentage in soju has dropped significantly, like 20 plus, then 16, then basically now many variants for soju just like go for 12 degrees. So it's significantly lower than before.
Yeah.
There's actually a saying that soju tastes sweet when you had a rough day.
Yeah. Okay.
Like any alcohol, I guess, but significant. But it's you will find it often in popular culture as a reference.
Kind of like the beer thing. Like you have a crack a cold one at the end of the day. But crack a soju.
Yeah.
Sam, when you said that dude was in your face and you were like, hold on, you don't know me. We're like, was that a threat? You know something that we don't know? Like you got, kung fu?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. No.
You don't know me.
No, I started reciting astronomy information to him, and he just was like, "Oh my God, no!" Stop.
You were like, "I'm a Libra."
Not teaching my only weakness.
No. I just was like, "Dude, just chill, relax, man. It's all right." Like God, but yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, I don't see that. I've never seen a I mean, not that it happens, right? But I'm just saying, of all the time I've spent in Korea and all the time I've spent around areas with people drinking a lot, I've never seen aggression. I just have never seen it.
It's amazing,
and it's all over campus here. On any time you get to like 12 midnight. On Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, there's aggression everywhere on our campus. Yeah.
And it's so interesting, too, because you're saying, like, you don't see any cops in Korea. You see so many cops here. And it's like, how much is it about, like, their surveillance or just, like, the interpersonal threads that are, like, created?
Or the
interpersonal.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
No, but what were you going to say? I was just thinking, like, because like surveillance is supposed to like do something, right? Like all the cops being there, but instead it's like there's not a lot of cops, and so there's something about like the relationships, like the way that they perceive interpersonal relationships.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe the police are sort of responding to the energy. Like we create the police in this culture, right? We create paramilitary policing because of just the nature of the interpersonal threats that just are ongoing in a place like this culture, especially with all the guns and stuff, man. And like you just don't have that. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's just that. I don't know.
So interesting.
Like I remember being in Ethiopia, being in the Middle East, it's different, man. I remember in Iraq, like police weren't carrying guns in Iraq. They're just like, whatever.
You're saying again, different compared to U.S.
But police carry guns in Iraq. I mean, it's like that they don't. But I remember seeing so many police that weren't carrying guns. I'm like, all right, it's just a different level.
It's also quite different because I guess in the West, like consuming alcohol at a young age is seen as something that is rebellious.
Yeah.
While Korea is basically, and I'm not saying that minors consume alcohol in Korea. I'm just saying that on a cultural level, I guess it's basically like a greeting form, because if you have an event, you will have to drink eventually.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different mindset, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
No,
interesting.
it's a really, it's fascinating.
You just dropped the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dropped
Different
that
mindset.
Hillary
Boom.
package.
Richard Roche, avoid avoid it. Yeah, if you can't handle it, man, avoid it. But I'm not extolling the virtues of soju by way of drinking or whatever. I'm not. I'm just being a sociologist and making an observation of how much, you just see, like what Matt just said, you have this table and people will be sitting at the table for 3 or 4 hours, even restaurants, wherever you go, and they'll be like 10 or 12 empty bottles of soju, because what you do is you leave all your bottles on the table, and in a way that's how you pay your bill then, right? They just count up the bottles, and sometimes I'll just see these tables and there's no space on the table because it's all empty bottles of alcohol, and I just think like, oh my, and you're still sitting upright in a chair talking, I'm like, how can you be talking with that much alcohol in your bodies, man?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, soju got me too. I was in Hongdae one night with people, and then I just remember waking up in my room. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's intense. Yeah,
That's another very interesting thing, because it's making me think about like how much is like the expectation of how you're supposed to act on alcohol, or like the way you're supposed to perceive yourself on alcohol, facilitating like how you actually act. Because you're saying they're like upright, they're controlled, and like when I'm like some students here, like they feel like they have to let go and go crazy, or and then you're saying they're upright. That's so fascinating.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. By the way, if you're in the U.S., okay, hang on. I'm not extolling this, but if you're in the U.S. and you go to like a state store or liquor store, just find the international area and ask if they have soju. There's always a little area there where they'll sell soju. The top liquor, the top brands of spirits, not type of spirits, right? But like 8 years ago, when I last did the research on this, 2 of the top 3 top selling brands of spirits were brands of soju, man.
Yeah.
Like, like whoa, what, man? Think about that. So, you have like, Jack Daniels whiskey or all this kind of stuff. It's like,
And 2 were soju.
2 of the
2 out
top
of
3.
The top selling in
and
the
US.
US.
And the other one was Smirnoff vodka, I think.
That makes sense.
Because of course it is.
Yeah.
Like the worst possible vodka in the world.
Yeah. That's crazy. All right, hang on. Let me see if I have any other photos.
Speaking of photos, so this was the first one that Matt shared with me. It was some food that he got, and I was very jealous. That stuff looks bomb.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Koreans, they know how to do sandwiches, man. I'll tell you,
That's a croissant, right?
Actually,
but those aren't. But on the right, that looks like it's a croissant with strawberries and cream, and
they're both croissant, but one of was made like the middle
savory
one
and
the middle one.
They look
as we think about sandwiches, and the other one is like a dessert, I guess, with cream and strawberries.
Yeah.
Because actually, one of the most particular things I learned there is that bread to them is basically a sweet, like a conceptually wise, because they don't use it like when they're eating. So it's basically something you will get at a cafe, and so you will also be drinking coffee, and so it begins to be something that there has to be sweet, towards sweetness.
So that sandwich in the middle was more unconventional to how they used the croissant
Yeah,
because
exactly. Because
okay.
even that croissant, which is a sandwich, was still the croissant itself was still toward sweetness more than salty. So it's
Interesting.
yeah,
So it was a mix between like savory, like lunch kind of sandwich, along with some sweetness on the from the croissant and like on the bread.
exactly.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
bread's
Was
not
it
a
good?
thing, man.
It was really no, it was good. That cafe is maybe my favorite one, so it's quite something. I actually was gifted that because the behind of the story about Jeff getting those photos is just that I met my favorite idol in that cafe because it's her cafe, and she gifted me the sandwiches and stuff.
Oh,
That's
dude.
awesome.
Yeah.
Who's the idol?
Still Konumbi, the one and only.
Is she like artist, singer? Like
Yeah.
what?
Wait,
That's
how do
cool.
you spell her
And
name?
it's her
Who is
cat.
it?
KWON and then space UNDI.
Yeah, Yunbi. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
here she is.
So
That's cool.
she's a dancer, singer, actress, musical actress, TVOs and so forth. Basically everything. Entertainer. Yeah, she's
She's like a
Bro,
mogul. Now she's like a mogul.
She has 2.5 million followers on Instagram.
Oh,
Yeah.
kind of. All right, we're
Not
good.
too-
We're almost there.
Yeah,
We're almost
yeah.
there.
yeah.
We're climbing.
The other place that before Matt left, I was like, you got to go to this place. Sam met the owner, I think the last time or maybe 2 times ago when you were there, because he's a Penn State alumni. And so then Matt updated me and said he did in fact head over to the Cheesesteak. This is a Philadelphia cheesesteak bar in Seoul from Penn State alum. And so he sent me some pictures of the inside, and they have a McLovin.
Look at that.
License,
Take them some
everything.
Driver
swag,
license.
man.
That's dope.
Dude, and even the prices weren't even too they're in US dollars, which is funny. But it's not too crazy off of like what you would see.
No. That's
Philadelphia.
That's Korean won. They just do that. So it's like 21,000 Korean won.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, because it's on me because I said it's roughly toward what it would be in dollars, but it's actually in won.
Yeah.
So it's close enough, right?
Yeah.
That was like $20 for a pizza steak.
No, yeah. So
Yeah.
So these large fries. So that's like $3 for a large fry. That's not bad.
Okay.
Cheap.
Yeah.
You have to take in account that it's a pretty cool area they're in, so its prices has to be high.
Yeah.
There
Higher
you go, Koreans.
It's cool.
All right, listen, man.
Awesome.
Let me. I'm gonna go through a couple more photos here, and then we'll.
Okay.
All right. Let's see where we at here. All right, hold on. I think I gotta share the screen. Cloud library. Boom. There we go.
Oh, by the way, Sam, can you send me the picture of me and Diana?
Yeah. I'll send that to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Wait, Matt, can you see this?
Not yet. No. Okay. I can now. Yeah.
All right. So here we're filming. This is for the EBS documentary. There's the crew. It's always interesting, right? Like that's what you see from this angle.
Yeah.
And that's what you see from our angle. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like
So yep.
there's
Production vibes.
team. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, hang on. I'll find.
Where you?
The KBS building or a cafe?
No, we were actually at the Classic 500.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So were you like, what were you doing there? Were you like framing the video? You're like, all right, so right now this is what we're talking about, and we're about to go here, and you
No.
know, like what's happening?
Yeah, well, I think there we were doing some narration for the video about what we did the previous day at the park with kids. This is at the CJ studio, so this is before the talk. We were just sort of getting a feel for the stage.
Okay.
That was early, man. That's like 9 in the morning, right there, 9:30 in the morning, and that's getting some makeup on.
Perfect time to break and do this. The lotion.
Yeah, yeah. Signing a few books. You know, there's Lori getting makeup. And here I had my shirt that I was wearing. Check this out. Look at like my chest right there.
Yeah.
So I had the shirt I was wearing, but I had to take it off. And they had already done my hair, and I had to take my shirt off for them to iron it because it's how you iron it, but it still had wrinkles in it. And so the only thing I could wear was this jacket, which they didn't want me to wear because I had like plaid, like squares, plaid, whatever. I don't know. What do you call that?
Yeah.
Anyway,
very thin lines don't work well on cameras.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. So anyway, the only thing I could wear, so I didn't have anything to wear because the only thing I had was a shirt that I pull over my head. So I had to wear this thing and hold it closed because it was like because you can see my chest like that. So anyway, that was really funny.
So we get it, Sam. You're an international star. We get it.
Yeah. This is so we were down, they were filling up the room. We were downstairs watching the screen. This is actually a young man who
this is views from the green room.
Yeah, we were in the green room, but he is just a student who I've kind of mentored over the years. He's there with his father. I met his father in the subway, and his father said, "Hey, I want to introduce you to my son." So then I met his son. He took me to a baseball game. Was a high school student, but he's now coming to study in the U.S. Wow, but anyway, awesome. That's us in the green room getting ready. Corey, we're just getting ready to go on stage, and she's like putting the final stuff on Lori's lips.
Fun fact, green rooms are not in fact green.
No, they are not at all. So we're getting ready to go. And this is now, the MC is like, getting the audience all rocking and rolling, So this is.
Do you guys have a theme song when you walk out? Like, do you pick?
Nah, they didn't. But this is Suman, by the way. She's my creative director in Korea. Like she actually helped me write the book. Actually, her name's on the cover actually, because we did interviews. She interviewed me. She works she's a production assistant. Oh, and hang on, let me see if I can do this. This is just before we went out on stage. That's kind of wild. All right, so hang on. Let's go. This was right before. That's the first MC, the one MC. Wow.
Look at all those camera angles.
There we are. And that was after the show. They made everyone put their cameras away, but afterwards they allowed everyone to take their cameras out and take photos. So we did
next time you do this, Sam, you got to stage dive and see what happens.
Yeah, no, it's really a lot of fun. Oh, and then what happened? I don't know if I have this, but I had 2 copies of my book that there's always a couple people in the audience. Whenever you do a talk live, it's true in a class. Whenever you speak somewhere, there's always a couple people who just, you get energy from them, right? They're just like, for whatever reason, somehow they just are people you focus on. And so there were about 300 people in this audience. I think like 270, maybe 300. But these 2 people and the whole audience, man, I told Lori, you pick one, you pick somebody, I'll pick somebody. It's whoever your person is and whoever my person is. But she didn't really have someone. So at the end, we went back out and I said, okay, I got 2 books I'm giving away to 2 people. And I called them out in the audience, and cool. and they came up, and I wish I had a video. I don't know where it is. Shoot. Anyway, they came up and then we took a selfie. Maybe, hang on, it might be here. And we took a selfie together. This was
That's
after.
cool.
So there's
Wait,
that's the audience, right? That's part of the audience. Yeah, you don't get the whole thing.
is that guy the host, or is that one of the people you picked, or the?
He's not he's the host of the audience area, but there was another host for just our show.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. He's like the okay, yeah. Like
He's
like the Ryan
yeah,
Seacrest.
Yeah, dude, he's that. Yeah,
Kind of
so there
yeah.
were two different hosts, and this was afterwards. We took some photos,
Oh,
and this is the student
the
Ju-Young, who I
mentee.
mentor. And his dad, who I met randomly on the subway, and he was like, "Oh my god, I'm a fan of yours, but I want you to meet my son." I'm like, "All right, man,
That's
I'll meet your son."
awesome. That's awesome.
I gotta find. This is the producer of the show. Wait, hang on. I gotta find this. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is me like calling up the two people.
Translating. That doesn't mean that nobody else was important.
Anyway, that's it. I can't show anymore. That's gonna be good. So
it's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah. What was the energy that you received from like the people that were on the audience that you picked up there? Like,
oh, it's great. They were really surprised. They were surprised that I picked them out because of all those people. It was like, you're the two. You're the two, right? And the one guy was way in the back, but he was just so on point, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really, really nice.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy because I still remember when Sam did the book presentation at Starfield, and there was a really diverse crowd to get to hear him. Especially, I just remember this lady that was wearing like a green top or something, because she was really energetic at the beginning of it. And then I went back to her to see what she was doing, and she completely fell asleep. 5 minutes later,
when I talk, I have that effect on people when I speak. Yeah.
Falling aslead.
Yeah. That's why you gotta have some kind of MC to get people riled up.
All right.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's why I let people have their phones out, because
exactly.
Because then that keeps them from falling asleep.
That's your tactic.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. Awesome. Anyway, that's it, man. That's Korea. That's what it is.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was a nice, really good experience, man.
I hope you do like a geology talk next time or something. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll try geology. Wait, hang on. Here's the final day. I'm going to show one more photo because this is a cool photo. This was our final shot after filming for so much time together, man. This is the EVS crew.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, production crews are legit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's actually kind of small as a crew, because I guess they're really working their ass off, because it's just 5 people, 6 people in the general.
Yeah.
At least one person on each camera, a person doing audio, and a person overseeing. Yeah.
Very tough. Good point.
Well, so this is Suman here. She's our creative director, right? And this is Soa. She's a translator, and she was a student who came to one of the talks that we gave, and I recruited her to translate for me for something, and then we recruited her again. So, wait, hang on one second. Hang on, I gotta find something.
Sam, I think you should stream the video of you talking Korean at Sebastian.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we should do that.
Just the
No,
mind blow people.
we're gonna start doing that with our videos. Anyway, listen. This is JK, and this camera guy is Daewoo. This is Boki, and Soa and Suman. So yeah, it was crazy. It was so much filming, man. It was really nice.
14-hour days.
Dude,
It's intense.
Yeah, so intense. It was really just good, but good. It was a good trip. Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks
All right,
for sharing that.
Yeah, no, thanks for paying attention. Yeah. Thanks for not falling asleep.
Yeah. I can't believe I didn't have to be on my phone. We didn't have to be on our phones. That's
funny.
cool.
What do you? So we have the summer course starting in a couple weeks. That, for the most part, for the YouTube people who are watching, a lot of you have already seen all the lectures. Maybe last summer you watched some of them, but starting in late June, early July, if you go to our class website, social19.org, every Monday you'll see more videos added. So if you want to follow along, you're more than welcome to. We're also going to upload all of the classes up onto the podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And we're planning on continuing office hours. So it should be fun. We'll continue streaming on Wednesdays, maybe a couple of days on a random Tuesday here or there. Who knows?
Yeah, no, we'll do some other days. I say that now. I'll do something. Maybe we'll have to do something from the golf course. Yeah.
The sociology of the 9 hole.
Dude, I gotta. Here, I'm gonna hang on. I gotta do one more thing. So here, so my last day, full day in Korea, I went golfing, right? And so here we are on the way to golf, and then the first place we go is for breakfast. That's our breakfast, man.
Wow.
It's like soup, kimchi, salmon.
Is that what breakfast is usually like?
This is not an uncommon. Tofu. This is not uncommon. A fried egg. Here, one fried egg and rice. Yeah. It's like wow, right, Matt?
I kind of prefer that for breakfast.
I cannot do it right in the beginning of the morning. Yeah,
really?
No.
A little too much.
Yeah, because I'm used to just cookies and a tea, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah, I know, right? You have like a croissant or something. So there we are having breakfast and
salmon. Like imagine eating salmon and kimchi at like 8 a.m. in the morning.
And soup, man.
What?
And soup. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's true.
So here we are on the course. Okay, Kara. So I'm sending this video to Kara because she was gave me some golf balls.
Here's my ball. So it's not a hole.
And one of them,
it was a good shot.
Look at that. This is on a par 3. So lucky.
Nice.
It's my lucky hole-in-one ball.
Oh.
And I shot another one.
I hit the ball and it landed right here. So good. Almost. Next time.
It's so that was your big swing and it landed right there.
Yeah, well, that was it was a par 3. It wasn't very long. Anyway, then at the turn you got to stop and have beer. So that's kind of the nature of it. It was hot out there. with anchovies. So Mattia, you did the anchovy thing, of course.
I didn't.
Come on, seriously? You never did? You didn't have dried anchovies?
No.
You're Italian, bro.
There's also is either anchovies or like squid tentacles, like dried squid tentacles.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any of them. Too bad. I guess I will have to go back.
Yeah.
What is it?
Okay, you'll have to
Salty?
go back.
Is it
Yeah.
like a salty,
Yeah, it's
crunchy
Yeah,
snack?
salty.
Yeah.
You dip it. Okay.
Yeah.
What's that? Okay.
Dude, yeah. Best I ever had. Acapulco, Mexican big chain. Stews, veggies, potatoes. Like,
Wow.
quesadillas, green juice. Yeah, man. It's just endless. Anyway, this was the golf thing. So
It's a nice way to cap it off. To cap it.
yeah. Yeah, it was a nice day to cap off the day. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. It was good.
Heck
All right,
yeah.
man. And I don't know. I know. I haven't seen Eric on the chat, but
He's here.
Oh, he's here. He's here.
Yo,
I
Eric,
think
I shot a 92, and without using my own clubs and a course I've never played before. A very difficult course, man. Some of the courses in Korea can be tough. I shot a 92, and I only I triple bogeyed a hole. If I'd have parred that hole, I'd have broken 80. Damn, which is unbelievable. And only one mulligan, by the way. So, yeah. A mulligan is when you give yourself a second shot because the first one got screwed up so bad. And I did a mulligan. I ended up, I think, using my first shot anyway. So I just thought I lost it. So I needed to hit a second shot. But
You're
anyway,
still. You're
Go
getting
ahead,
better.
bro.
No, you're getting better. You're climbing the ranks.
Dude, no, I'm dropping in the ranks.
Oh, all right. Well, shoot, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, a mulligan. Oh, Eric's a mulligan's called cheating. you get a second shot. All right, it's cheating. All right, so I got a 92, but I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I did hit my mulligan shot. All right, so it would have been a 93 probably, or 94, because I think I lost my ball. Is what happened. So it would have been a 94. I would have had to drop. Okay, well, it wasn't a 92. All right, 94. It's the same thing, you know. I broke 100.
Yeah. It's still
less than-
personal best.
It's still personal best, and it's still less than 200. So you know.
Wow.
Dude, all right, man. Now I'm gonna come down, Eric. I'm gonna go down to southeastern PA and play it around with Eric. So, yeah,
You gotta get those swings
do
in.
that. Yeah, I gotta anything you can do. All right, listen, I gotta go. I gotta go take care of something for the summer class before the office is closed. So, so that's it, man. That's
Great
life.
story.
Good
that was
story.
cool.
Mattia, thanks for hopping on.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
nice meeting you.
Pleasure. Also, yeah, exactly. Elijah, it's the first time we see each other, so it's nice seeing you.
Yeah, it was great. Good talk.
Yeah, for sure. No, thanks, Richard. Yeah, I enjoyed myself. All right, man. So, Mattia, keep studying your Korean, man.
I will. I have exams in at the end of October, so
All right. And,
Oh yeah, dad
good
joke
stuff.
time.
yeah.
All right. Good luck. All right. Here's the dad joke, man.
Is this like a new thing? Are we adding this at the end of every?
We always have
The
a new
dad-
dad joke.
Oh, dude. All right. I like Stevens, actually. There's a virus making you forget what age are you.
No one knows the cure.
Oh, dang.
Is the cure a band?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Grow up here. I think
Didn't get it.
that's
but I
a
got
pretty
it.
good one, man. All right, y'all.
To grow up
All right.
here. Yeah, that's a good one.
See y'all next week.
All right, we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Peace.
Bye.
All right,
Be well.
All right, ciao. Thanks.
too.
Be well.